Tilt playing. Imagine you are this guy and you were playing a game where you were winning, very much winning, and a few moves later you made a game-deciding blunder where you lost. Now, like any sane person, would he decided to play 10 more games and proceed to lose every single one of them? And now he goes to bed thinking, what the f*** he was thinking. Nobody wants to be that guy, but we often are. When you lose a chess game, instead of going, what went wrong? You go, I need to regain my elo ASAP, while still being the hothead you are playing this game. And to no surprise, you lose all of them because you are not in the right cognitive mode to play chess. So instead of doing that, just step back from the game, and don't go back for a few minutes, and then come back to analyze the game. Mentally resigning. This means, for example, in this game you lost 2 pawns due to some middle game errors, but the position is still relatively even. But you feel unmotivated to keep playing and just lazily play moves, and unsurprisingly, you lose this game. Now what happened? Well, you blundered 2 pawns, which is not too bad, since you can still make counterplay, but you mentally resigned, which means you stopped trying to play at your full cognitive potential, simply because of losing 2 pawns. This is bad since you could have won the game, but you didn't. So if you lost a rook for a knight or lost a bishop for nothing, keep playing and keep trying. As even if you lose, you will have a good game to analyze, instead of a shitty one you didn't try. Overthinking. Thinking in chess is absolutely necessary to get better, but overthinking simply wastes time and energy into a simple choice. For example, imagine you're this guy, you have watched countless videos on chess principles on middle games, and you are stuck in this position thinking, which plans do I apply here? And you keep calculating until you have 5 minutes on the clock while your opponent still has 8. This is not ideal, so instead of always looking for the ideal move, just play something. Be it an improving move or rook on the open file. Just try not making a big mistake like blundering a knight, and save the overthinking on positions where it matters. Neglecting analysis. You know that game review is important for improvement, but after you win or lose a game, what do? You don't analyze. Not because you think it's useless, but because you are simply too lazy to analyze for 3 hours in your chess game. Analysis is important. It helps you find your strong points, weak points, opening mistakes, and so much more. Yet if you skip it, then well, you are kind of doomed to fail. That doesn't mean you have to analyze a game for weeks to extract every drop of value from the game. It just means to look at your games for 5 minutes, review it, and see what you can learn from it, and what you should study. Being selfish? For example, in this position, if you were selfish, you would try attacking the king with this rook move because it looks great. And it is probably a good move too, unless you realize that your opponent has a more dangerous attack to you, and you fail to defend because you never considered that your opponent was there.
Bueno, adiós, master.
You're so fixated on yourself and what you want that you don't even think about how there is another person trying to checkmate you. Thankfully, the solution is simple. The solution is to try figuring out what your opponent wants. For example, in this position, your opponent wants to put his knight on this outpost square, so you should probably do something about it. Conviction bias. Conviction bias in general means you believe so much in something, so you think it must be true. In chess, this could mean attacking the opponent's king, and you believe heavily on the attack, and not considering the many ways the opponent could defend. However, chess doesn't give a f*** about your feelings. So instead rely on calculation and evaluate the attack without emotion like a robot. Scrolling. Scrolling essentially means consuming short-form media. Examples are TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and the most popular ones. While these may seem harmless to chess at first, they actually play a role in your chess shittiness. Scrolling while playing chess will probably make you miss simple tactics, such as a checkmate simply because you were distracted. And scrolling also reduces your attention span, and chess requires long stretches of focus and concentration. So if you want to get better at chess, maybe limit the scrolling. Shortsightedness. Imagine you're this guy. He is super focused on his attack, which is actually going quite well, and he's hyper-focused, like the rest of the board is a blur. And then his opponent blunders a simple fork, but the guy doesn't see it since he is so hyper-focused on this plan that he completely misses a fork and plays a different move. And only when his opponent moves away the piece, he realizes his mistake. And this can also be called tunnel vision. So after every move, ask this simple question. Is there a better move than the one I am thinking of? Well, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe as it helps out a ton. And again, thanks for watching.